Resident Evil 2 began development in 1996, just 1 month after the release of the original game. It had a 2-year development period and released in 1998. During this 2 years, the game went through several changes, one of which being that it was scrapped 2/3 of the way completed. Because Mikami didn't like the direction the game was going in, he made several changes, one of which being to scrap the character Elsa Walker, who never appeared in another game going forward, and replace her with Claire Redfield, Chris Redfield's sister, because he wanted a more personal touch between the two games. There are versions of 1.5 that you can play on PC, but unfortunately they never saw the light of day on any console. Let's talk a little about the gameplay. You control Leon S. Kennedy or Claire Redfield, who must escape Raccoon City after its citizens are transformed into zombies by a biological weapon. 2 months after the events of the original Resident Evil, the gameplay focuses on exploration, puzzles, combat.
There's no reason for us to stay any longer than necessary.
With each character having 2 different scenarios, Leon A or Claire B, or you can choose to play Claire A and Leon B.
One last thing. Here's a radio. Take it.
Each character is confronted with different puzzles and storylines, depending on which one you pick. I might be a bit biased here because Resident Evil 2 is not only my favorite of the Resident Evil series, it's one of my favorite games of all time. So I believe it's well worth it to complete all 4 different scenarios, 2 with each character. Not only do you get the true ending by doing that, you can unlock costumes and different weapons along the way, and even an infinite ammo weapon. Just a little about the characters without going into too much detail. Leon S. Kennedy is a police officer whose first day on the job is met with a zombie outbreak. Claire Redfield is a college student looking for her brother Chris. After being separated, they each make their way to the Raccoon City Police Department. Chris Redfield had already left to investigate Umbrella's main headquarters in Europe, which comes in effect later down the road with a sequel called Code Veronica, which will be featured in a future video. As Leon and Claire try to survive the events of Raccoon City, they each run into other survivors. Leon meets Ada, who claims to be looking for her boyfriend John, an Umbrella researcher from Chicago. Claire meets a little girl named Sherry, who is on the run from an unknown creature. I've replayed this game countless times over the years, all the way up until the life cycle of the PlayStation 3, when you could still purchase individual PS1 classics. I've got it memorized back and forth, and I could probably play it with my eyes closed. If you haven't played this game, I highly recommend it. I'm telling you, it is one of the greatest games of all time. Over the years, there have been many ports of Resident Evil 2 on different consoles, and they even did a remake of Resident Evil 2, much like the RE1 remake, and it was absolutely fantastic, but I would choose the original over the remake any day. Now, if you have played this game and you're a PC player, there's a mod I would love to recommend. It's called Origin of the Species for Resident Evil 2. I haven't played it myself because I don't have a computer that can handle that, but I've recently watched a playthrough of it on a YouTube channel that I'm sure needs no kind of shout out whatsoever, but it was Ink Ribbon, and this mod looked absolutely incredible. I would definitely recommend playing that if you guys have PCs. Alright, that's it for this episode of Retro Flashback. I have 3 games in mind for the next episode. I'm going to put a poll up on my community tab. If you guys would like, head over there and vote for which one you want to see first.
What did you say his power level is?